Hi, Dr. Alina Kolchitsky, physical therapist, lifestyle medicine, and more. Today I'm going to talk about shoulder health and show you some exercises for just general shoulder wellness to prevent pain and have balanced strength and length affecting the shoulder joint. So remember, as I say in all my videos, everything's connected. So issues in the neck can affect the shoulder, issues from below, from the elbow can also affect. Also, of course, the mid-spine, if we're rounded and tight, will affect and muscles of the shoulder blade or scapula and the low back. Even if we have curvatures in our low back that create like a slumped posture with lower body cross, then that's going to affect our shoulders. So everything's connected, but regardless of that, we're going to focus on the exercises just for shoulder, both for range of motion, mobility, and also for strength. So we want to balance all directions. The shoulder rotator cuff muscles are like spokes in a wheel. Each spoke has to support equally from its direction. So if one spoke is weak or broken, then you don't have balanced stability of the joint. It's a multi-axial joint. So not a hinge joint like your elbow and knee, but one that allows rotation, so we have ability to move in many directions. The same with the hip. And so again, all the muscles that come into the shoulder, like the hip, have to be equally strong and have sufficient length to function in a balanced capacity. So first, for mobility, grab a wand. You can grab a broomstick, a cane, whatever dowel, long kind of thing you've got at home. And let's start with the working towards the back space. You want to stand with your feet about hip width apart, okay? So not too wide, and you want to make sure that you're not in that kind of like hanging on your ligaments kind of posture. So feet are under your hips, toes out just slightly, so to maybe like 1 o'clock and 11 o'clock. Relax the knees and hips, let them soften. And you can look in a mirror when you first start these exercises so that you can have a little better idea of your posture. You're going to hold your wand with your arms, hands about shoulder width apart, and keeping the elbows straight but not locked. You're lifting out and towards the back space behind you and lowering back down towards your seat. As I lift up, notice that I'm not changing the alignment of the rest of my body. So I'm not doing this with each repetition. I'm not doing this with each repetition, and I'm not slumping my hips forward. Those are ways your body cheats to get out of doing challenging itself. So be careful with those things, okay? So you'll do 10, going up to where you can without pain, and then come back down. Next, we're going to shave the back, keeping your elbows tucked, and then shave down the back. So we're coming up, keeping your wings tucked. So avoiding this is what I mean, keeping them back like so, and lower. Again, being careful not to, as you lift, do funny things with your rib cage or your hips. So tuck your pelvis slightly, engage your deep abdominals, keep the ribs knitted down in front so that the muscles here are also connecting your upper half to your lower half. Okay, so we're going up and down 10 times. So this is for mobility. Now you can do wand exercises in other directions. So if you're having limitations with going overhead, by all means do 10 up to the front with straight arms, hands shoulder width apart, straight wrists. Careful not to be doing this as you raise up. So straight wrists. If you're having troubles with lifting your arm sideways into abduction or abduction, place your hand on the outside of your post, other hand here with the bent elbow to drive that arm up towards your ear within this plane of your body, okay? So keeping it as if you're standing against a wall along the side of your body. Next, we are going to do some strengthening exercises. Oh, sorry, there's one other one you can do for rotation. We have internal rotation and external rotation. Now we can do this here in neutral, meaning that our shoulder joint hasn't changed position, it's just in resting position, and that would just be holding your elbows tucked at your side, going side to side, like so. So as I'm going to this side, I'm getting external rotation on this arm, internal on this arm. And when I go this way, it switches. So you can do that. And then if there's, not acute pain, you can go up here to do internal rotation, external rotation, keeping an eye that those elbows stay lifted at shoulder height, 10 times each direction. Okay, so that's for mobility. Next, for strength, just 4 simple exercises with the band. Mine's anchored to this. Of course, you're not necessarily going to have something the same, so you're just going to tie a knot, put it in your doorway, close the doorway with the knot on the other side so that the knot keeps this from pulling through with the door shut on it. So that anchors it. For bicep curl, we all know what a bicep curl is. We're going to start with it anchored low. You can wrap it once or more if you need more resistance. Again, feet are shoulder width apart, toe out to 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock and 11 o'clock. Bend the knees and hips just slightly. Tuck your tummy, just not gripping it, just it's active, keeping everything in line. And you're gonna pull up and then slowly lower back down. Pull up. We'll do it 10 times. Now you can add resistance by holding 2, 3, 4, 5 and lower times 10. Then we can work up towards hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and lower. So ideally hold for 10 seconds, repeat 10 times. So we're going to do that on both sides so that we are having good shoulder health on both sides. Next, let's make sure that that your posture is good throughout the exercise, okay? So be careful that you're not doing funky things with your back and shoulder, okay? Make sure that you spread them wide to the sides, not protract them, or meaning round them forward or tip them down and forward. Okay, now we're going to anchor it a little bit higher. And we're going to wrap, create the amount of resistance you need. You can stand further back from the anchor to do so as well. Or we're going to pull straight down. Let me show you on my closer arm. So again, shoulders wide to the side. I'm softening my knees and hips. I've got that proper stance, so I have a good base and a neutral alignment of all my joints and spine. And we're just pulling back. Now think of connecting your rib cage to your pelvis. So gently depress your whole entire rib cage downwards and inwards. Keep it there while you pull back. Hold, if you can, for 5 to 10 seconds. So if you're really weak, start with just pulling and releasing for 10 times, but try if you can 5 seconds, ideally up to 10-second holds and release. 10 times each for those. Okay. Next, we're going to do external rotation. So I've got my elbow tucked here. You can roll up a towel, place it between your elbow and body to help protect that alignment if you need to. I'm pretty good with my body mechanics, so I'm going to be good at holding it there, but that can be a good way for you to make sure that you keep your elbow glued to your side, to your trunk, because a lot of people, as they do these, they let their elbow go way away from their body. So that's a trick to make yourself keep your elbow in and do the exercise correctly. Okay, so that being said, shoulders wide to the side, same stance. I've got a 90-degree, meaning a right angle bend here at my elbow. I'm going to go outwards just to where I can. Hold 5 to 10 seconds if possible, and slowly come back. Out, hold, and come back. Again, we're going to do that 10 times. So that's external rotation. We're working the muscles at the back of the shoulder joint or of the rotator cuff. Last, we're going to do internal rotation. So I'm not going to turn my back to you to do it on the same arm, but we're doing it both sides, both arms. But to show you from front, let's switch hands. So I'm going to again hold that towel between your elbow and trunk so that we don't let our elbow drift, and then shoulders wide to the sides, try to spread them out as if you're standing against a wall and you're spreading your shoulders across the wall. Belly button in, ribs down and in, to knit in the middle here, connect. Soften the hips and knees in our good stance. Cross your belly, hold, being careful to keep that shoulder in position. So resist the urge to do this. I get a lot of patients doing this with the elbow disconnecting and that shoulder going way in. I'm exaggerating, but you get the idea. So try to resist the urge to do that. And again, you're holding if you can, 5 to 10 seconds ideally. And then slowly release back. And we're doing that again 10 times. So that's it. All we need for good shoulder health. Wand exercises for mobility. It's a way of kind of actively assisting your shoulder joint if one side is tighter than another to get equal movement. And then the band exercises. Depending on the band system, the colors can be different in terms of level of resistance. But commonly, a tan or peach color is light, and then yellow and red and orange and so on, up to the cool tones and gray and black being the hardest. Don't usually use gray or black for strength, usually use them for other things, but you get the idea. So that's one way to progress yourself, as well as your reps. So you can increase your reps and you can increase how long you hold them. But once you change colors, come back down onto your reps and your length of resistance as needed. Again, if there's any sharp pain at any time, do stop, rest, try again. If you still have sharp pain, then don't try again. Talk to your doctor or your physical therapist. Make sure that there's nothing wrong that you need to be worried about for your own safety's sake. That's all for today. I hope that helps for just some general shoulder care. Thank you again. Bye.